BEERUN, beer run. BEERUN, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. BEERUN, beer run.
Welcome to the Beer Run, part of the BSnBEER family, the only Saints podcast with a 2-drink minimum and takes as bad as Mac Jones on Sunday.
That's a joke, boy. You missed it. Went right past you. You gotta keep on your toes. Put toes at it.
I am the California Cajun. With me as always is Little Dice. How you doing, brother?
All good, Craig. All good. Look, we got that 34-0 win. You can't tell me nothing, Craig. Feeling good.
And there's two kinds of people right now. People who are like, well, I still don't feel good about it, and so I'm still not happy. And then people are like, what the hell's going to make you happy then if that's not going to make you happy? You got to win 43-0 to make you happy? Like, you can't please everybody.
Yeah. Look, you can only play the teams on your schedule, so I'm glad the Saints did what they did. New England is a horrible team, but, hey, they're on schedule. They got to get that work, too. So.
Hey, we were a horrible team last week, so.
That's right. That's right. I guess what was kind of disheartening is watching the Packers play and knowing that we lost that game to them. That's bad because they suck.
I don't think we lose that game if they don't suplex our quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That sucked.
Yeah.
That was a sucky game. And that's the only game that Groupie's missed a kick. Groupie is perfect on the year except for that one.
Yep.
And don't tell me it was a game winner because the way we were playing right then, they had beaten us with a minute left.
Yeah, no. not really gonna blame him for that. He's been fine. So, all right. Well, you know how we do on the Beer Run. We got 4 downs. We're gonna talk about some beer. We got a little bit of Saints news, and we're going to recap that 34-0 win over the Patriots. And then 3rd down, we're going to go behind enemy lines. We're going to talk with a Texans fan. And then 4th down, we'll give you some predictions, make some picks. It's going to be great. So, referees, Get out there, spot the ball. Let's get this thing going.
First down, Saints.
All right, Craig, what you drinking, bro?
All right, I'm happy about this one. So, I had to call an audible today. I'm not even at home, but I have the Oktoberfest from Urban South this time. That's our good local beer down here in Louisiana.
Like it.
From New Orleans, I believe. And yeah, dude, if you like Oktoberfest, if you go out and you buy the Sam Adams Oktoberfest or something like that, and you want to have that Marzen style, dude, and you're down here, get the Urban South one. It's the best Oktoberfest that I've had, certainly recently or maybe ever. I like it a lot, and I'm not a big fan of the Oktoberfest style. I drink it because I'm a whore to whatever holiday we're celebrating. But this is one of the better ones. But the real question on this show that we have to ask ourselves, it's very important, is how does it sound? It turns out it sounds pretty good too. This is solid beer, man. I'm very happy about this. I really was only going to drink it because it's an Oktoberfest and it's October. But no, this is a good beer. I'm going to drink this more.
Good stuff, Craig. Well, I am following because from Lost 40 Brewing, I've got Hunter, Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I enjoy this. And it's the month of October, so let's go.
There you go. We're nothing if not consistent around here.
That's right. That's what we do, baby. That's what we do.
2nd down.
Let's get to the news, Craig. Marcus May. He is back after serving his 3-game suspension. This should help the defensive backfield a lot with the safety shifting around and everything. Have about 2 starters back. Be great to have them.
Yeah, I mean, I like May. I think he's been doing pretty well. But I'm also a really big fan of our rookie, Howden, that's been playing. So for me, I mean, cool. It's good to have depth. I'm not unhappy that he's back, but I like what that rookie's doing, and I think that the depth we have at safety is pretty awesome, man. The facts are all that they are. So without Alvin Kamara, we went 2-1. Without Marcus May, we went 1-2. Therefore, factually, Marcus May is more.
There you go. Like you can't argue with the math.
Numbers. This is raw, hard data.
It all checks out. It all checks out. So yeah, I'm with you. The Saints placed rookie wide receiver Shaq Davis on IR. Cool.
I saw when I saw that you wrote that down as one of our topics. Why? I don't care. Do you care about a receiver that almost didn't make the team, that hasn't contributed, that isn't going to do anything? He's basically just around in case a bunch of other guys get hurt. I don't care about Shaq Davis.
This guy's going to be a beast when he gets to that opportunity.
Sure, totally. Yeah. So is Little Jordan Humphrey. All right.
Yep, that's us Saints fans, bro. We will be hyped up about any undrafted free agent out there. I'm telling you.
Was it EJ Emmanuel? Was that his name? Some receiver that everyone was so excited about.
Emmanuel,
something like that. So he would blow up every training camp.
I remember his name.
Oh man, you know who would know? Tomas would know.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna ask Tomas after this.
Blake Groupie, he won the special teams player of the week.
Yeah, which surprised me, but both of his field goals were 50+ yards, man. He's been really good. And Will Lutz has not been. So okay, all right, good call. Good call, Dennis Allen.
Yep. And now this next bit of news, Craig, you will not like. And we've got an alert to warn you first. So here it is.
Bust alert. Bust alert. Bust alert.
That's right, Craig.
I hate that. With that graphic.
Trevor Penning allegedly is not starting. Hurst has been placed at left tackle and Pete at the left guard.
Look, it was one practice on a Wednesday. I don't like it. Dude, you moved on from Hurst playing left tackle because he wasn't good enough. You went and drafted a guy because he wasn't good enough. And they're going to give up on the guy after 6 starts. I don't get it at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. He's been improving as we went. I mean, you could see it on film that he got better each week this year. And he's just scratching the surface of his potential, and you're going to bench him? I don't get it. I truly don't understand the move from a optics standpoint, from a development standpoint, from an offensive lineman standpoint. I don't get it. Like, I get maybe you really like Hurst, and he's got naked pictures of you somewhere, so you got to get him on the field somewhere. But he's been your worst offensive lineman this season. Now you're going to move him to the blind side. You know, he's better at tackle than at guard, I think, but I don't get it. I don't like it. And I don't get it. How did you read that news?
I mean, Hurst isn't good. And we've been lying to ourselves, thinking that he's good. He'll be fine.
He's a great 6th lineman.
Yeah,
you want to have that depth so that he can come in the 4th quarter. Yeah, but you don't want him to start anywhere. And now you're trying to start him on the blind side, man. I don't like it. We had him there last year, and he was bad at it.
Yeah, he wasn't good. He wasn't good there. He hasn't been good, really. I mean, he's been okay. That's really it. That's the best I can say. But
okay is good if he's your 6th lineman.
Right,
okay
exactly.
Is not good if he's your starting left tackle.
Yeah, and now the Saints have been hamstrung, and in the running game, we can't run the ball left. So that's been a tell, and it's because of Hurst and Penning. Not just
and they're saying, oh, you're not running left because you got Penning over there.
Yeah.
You're not running left because you got Hurst over there, and Hurst can't fucking run block either. Like, I don't understand the move at all. So now I would have started Pete at left guard to begin with. So him being out there at left guard, I'm fine with that. Yeah. But benching Penning for this guy, I don't get that at all. And I like James Hurst. I want him on the team, but I want him on the team as our 6th guy. I don't get this at all.
Yeah. I kind of see it just as a motivational thing.
A lot of fire under his ass, but he's been improving. So
right. And regardless of, if we think this is the right tactic, I think this is the reason why they're doing it. They did it to Pete, and now they're moving on. They're going to do it to Penning, and who knows who's next. I think this is just a token guy that they're going to threaten whatever underperforming offensive lineman there is we're gonna threaten you with replace you with James Hurst, and this is it.
Ramczyk is up next, apparently.
Yeah.
Look, if there's anybody on that team that you don't want to piss off, it's probably going to be Penning because he's just such an angry grizzly bear of a human.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I look, if it's benched, it's temporary. You know, you can't give up on a guy 6 starts in. Just period. That's ridiculous. It's stupid. That's ignorant. Anyone on Twitter that says he's not good enough, move him. It's stupid. Period. Yep. So I don't get the move. I don't like it. I want to see, Thursday, Friday if that continues too, because there's only been one practice that we've heard about that happen.
Yeah. So
it might just be a get your head right, take the day off kind of thing. We're gonna have you run with the 2s. It might not mean anything. True. But then you got our competitors over there. I'm kidding. New Orleans football is great. You should all listen to them. Telling us that it's because he's been a liability. This and looking at the film, he's not. I don't think so. Okay. And if he's struggling in the run game, it's because he's thinking too much. He's improved by leaps and bounds in his pass pro, and part of that is being more controlled and being more inside yourself. And that it's tough to be good at both. And he's clearly putting the effort in to be a pass blocker, and his run blocking is suffering. I get that, but to bench him, I don't get it. I don't get that at all. He was pretty good this week, I thought. He's been playing as good as Ramczyk lately.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's what's going on, Craig. So let's recap the game against the Patriots again. 34-0 Saints.
Yeah, we whipped their ass. Next topic.
give me your overall thoughts about the game itself.
My thoughts were that we didn't play as good as the score indicated.
Okay.
But the defense played amazing because their offense is worse than ours. We did some stuff well. We didn't run the ball as well as it looked like we did, because we ran it so many times that we ended up with a bunch of yards. But I think we averaged less than 4 a carry. We weren't great at it. We didn't use a ton of Taysom. Olave was non-existent. He looked like he had some control issues. That catch that he should have had down the sideline, that was a concentration play. He needs to make that play. If he's number 1 wide receiver, he's going to make that play.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas is good. He's continuing to be the most consistent part of our offense. Kamara makes really good plays that should not be made, and we don't even notice it because he goes for 9 yards or whatever. And for 9 yards. Yeah, and he shook 4 people to get those 9 yards. It's amazing. Yeah. Tight ends are still not really involved. That play by Moreau was cool, but Johnson's not playing. Hill's not a tight end. I don't think that we don't see him lining up there hardly ever. I feel you can't watch a 34-0 beatdown and say, "Oh, well, I'm not happy about it." Of course, I'm happy about it. It's fucking awesome. Hell yeah, we shit out of them, man. That's the worst loss they've ever had at home in a shutout ever in their entire history. That's awesome. Hell yeah. But also, I need to see some more. Because we scored 30 plus points. The offense didn't. Tired of that.
Right,
man. Can I just say how freaking cool it is as an LSU and now a Saints fan to watch Tyrann Mathieu have a pick 6 in college for the Tigers and now to see it happen for the Saints? It's just a cool freaking moment, man. I had a little teary-eyed, man. It was just cool. Good times, man.
It really is, man.
It was beautiful,
really
and it was so fun, and it just. And I think at that point I knew that we were going to win too because their offense was so terrible.
Yeah.
So it was just such an elating feeling. Like, oh man, we don't even have to be good on offense because our defense is going to score on these fuckers. It was great. Great time.
I did enjoy not being stressed out. So, so yes, that's always great. Not being stressed out during the game. So.
Yep.
Let's talk about Pete Carmichael because that was public enemy number 1. Last week, and we picked on him. We laughed at it when DA was talking about him. We laughed at it and everything. I thought it was pretty good, and I thought this week we saw more creativity, we saw more motion, but we saw these things still kind of lead to some penalties. And we heard DA talk about this in his press conference.
There's probably a little bit of both. I think that'd be a fair assessment to say that there's a little bit of both to that. I think, we got to continue to do a good job each and every week of, seeing our team, not only through our own eyes, but seeing our team through the eyes of our opponent and how they're going to see us. And so, our ability to kind of self-scout ourselves, look at what we're doing, and see if we're giving any type of, advantage to our opponent. And so I thought we did a nice job with some of those things, in the game. And then ultimately, I don't care whether you motion, don't motion, shift, don't shift, run it, throw it, how you call it. It then boils down to execution. So you can have all the pretty shifts and motions that you want to have, and they look cute, but ultimately you got to be able to, get to the right people and block the right people and execute your job. And that's.
Yeah, we definitely got to execute.
So I was certain when he was talking, when he said all the pretty shifts, I was sure he's going to all the pretty shit. And no matter, I was sure he was just going to break character. He's always so calm and level with these speeds. It always makes me mad because most of the time I'm mad at him when he's talking. And, so they did a lot of motion, but they didn't do a lot of play action. They didn't do a lot of other stuff that we should be running. So, he's not off the hook, man. If we go back and score 16 points in Houston, he should rightfully so be under the gun again. New England was real bad. They made Dallas look great, and we also what Dallas actually is. So I'm not over it, man. Keep it up. We're 30 points in Houston. We'll talk.
But do you think they can fix the pre-snap penalties? Because that's been it's been a bugaboo all year, with all of the penalties and costing us drives, making it 3rd and long. It's got to stop.
Here's the thing about pre-snap penalties. A penalty like holding or pass interference, you can commit that because you got beat. If I hold, if I'm holding, it's because he beat me to the inside or something like that, and I have to prevent him sacking my quarterback. If you're committing pass interference, it's because he beat you deep. Pre-snap stuff, that's all mental. You absolutely that's all practice. Well, it's all coaching. It's all discipline. It's all stuff that you can fix, though. So it is an indictment on the coaches. Don't make no mistake about that. But it is fixable.
Yeah, we're looking at 12 penalties this last game, and this is a blowout game, and we committing 12 penalties. It's pretty bad. We got to fix that. And it's not all on the refs. Some of it is, but but yeah, we got to fix that, man. So, the other thing is Derek Carr. He only threw for 127 yards. So, are you concerned that he's only hit 300 yards once this season?
It was only 127. I thought it was in 180s. Anyway, yeah, dude, no, because we won 34-0. I don't give a to quote Dennis Allen, I don't care how you do it. Look, I think the 300-yard game matters when you need him to throw for 300 yards. I think if we can score consistently and score points and move the ball and it's not all through the air, fine. I don't care. I'm not a fantasy football guy. I don't give a shit about his stat line. I care about the W's and the L's. That is it. That's all. I have a couple fantasy teams that I check once or twice a season because I don't care. Because I care about Saints winning games and nothing else.
All right, yeah, you were right. I rechecked that. That was 183 passing yards.
See, I thought it was.
Yes.
I don't care if it's 180. I don't care if it's 120. If you win, that's what I care about. And if you win without turning the ball over, now he did that have the one throw that should have been an interception that was just completely out of left field. But for the most part, he was good on 3rd down. He found Michael Thomas when he needed to. I thought he threw it to the running backs very well. And as someone who's had to watch Jameis Winston be quarterback, I appreciate being able to throw to the running backs. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, how did you feel about Kendre Miller? That awesome, wonderful draft pick that everyone unanimously loves and no one has a problem with.
I thought he had some nice plays, especially like the screen pass and everything. I have to give him his props. He looked pretty good.
90 yards is a good game, man, and it's gonna come along. Look, I like Jamal Williams as much as everybody, but he's not here right now, so you got to get the ball to someone. And I think the rookie's got some promise. I'm excited about him.
Yeah, and I was also glad to see him take some of that that pounding late versus having Kamara in, to take
just
that
not
step. So,
seeing Kamara between the tackles in the fourth quarter makes my heart happy.
Right. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, man.
100%.
So now, I've been talking so much about punting, and this is the only show that's going to talk about punting. Okay.
There's got to be someone somewhere that talks about punting, but not as much as you.
Yeah. And so shout out to Son of Saint on Saints Report, because he had a nice little breakdown of Henley's his punts. And so these are punts broken down from New Orleans' own 29-yard line and less. And so it shows, it's a good snapshot to show how they flipped the field. Actually, let me share this, and I've got this up. So this is it here. Inside of the 29-yard line. So let's say the Saints punt from their 26-yard line. He punt the ball 51 yards. It goes out of bounds and it ends up at the Tennessee 23. Like, this is what we call flipping the field, when we have bad field position, and then they get the ball in a decent normal territory. So I have to say, looking at this now, Henley's getting it done. I'm gonna leave my man alone, because you can't.
And what you notice, what I notice again out of all that is the return yards are basically non-existent.
Yes.
The long is 12. Like, I don't know if it's coming off of his foot weird. I don't know if it's the style that he kicks with, because he's from Australia, so everything's upside down there. But they're not getting returns on it, and that's part of the problem. I remember one of Gillikin's problems is that he would kick these line drives last year, and we'd have big returns on punts, and it's not happening right now. So he doesn't have the giant booming leg, but I think he's been accurate. He's been pinning people deep, and showing these stats, he's not been as bad from our own territory as I think we thought he was.
Yeah. So look, I don't
certainly better than the New England punter. Holy shit!
Oh, for sure. That guy's trash. The kicker too.
He's still on the team too. Both of them.
Yeah.
See, that's how I know Belichick doesn't care anymore, because those guys have been fired by Monday with the old Belichick.
Yeah, maybe that's what's going on in New England. Maybe he's kind of giving up. But
he's got his Hall of Fame resume. He's got his GOAT status locked up. He doesn't care anymore. Whatever.
Listening to his press conference at the end, he was like, "We got to start over." And so the reporter was like, "Well, what does that look like? Like, what are the details about it?" He was like, "Starting over."
I mean, what else? Don't they have 2 wins though? Like, how did they win games?
Yeah,
I don't understand at all. They're bad. We're not going to play anyone as bad as them the rest of the way out, except maybe Carolina. Because Carolina, I think, is going to somehow get worse. We thought they'd all get better, and I think they're getting worse.
No, they played a lot better when we played them that first time. So, yeah, man. So the other thing that I complained a lot was red zone offense, especially with Derek Carr, because we were not being successful in the red zone, and that's
the crack on him. Yeah,
right. They were talking about it the whole offseason. So Dennis Allen talked about Pete Carmichael's play calls in the red zone.
Well, I think look, confidence is born out of demonstrated ability. I think we've heard that said around here, and I think it's a true statement, and so the fact that you get the ball down there in the red area, we're 3 of 3 really. One was a kneel down there at the end of the game. So, 3 of 3 opportunities down there in the red area. I thought we ran the ball effectively down there in the red area. I think if you want to be a good, red zone offense, one of the things you have to be able to do is you have to be able to run the ball and run the ball effectively down there. So, I thought we did a good job there. I thought Pete made a couple of really good play calls. A couple of plays that we had, dialed up that we thought, had a chance to have some success. And so I thought the shovel pass out there on the 6-yard line was a great call. And then, a little throwback to Olave in the back of the end zone. I thought that was a good call. And then obviously our guys executed.
Saints were 3 of 4 in the red zone versus.
But really 3 of 3. Look, and it's not fucking rocket science, man. Our O-line played better, and we started scoring in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there you go.
Our O-line has improved every week, which is one of the reasons I'm so mad about that thing we talked about earlier.
Right.
Our O-line has improved every week, and we've been getting better in the Tampa Bay game, notwithstanding, because I don't think Carr was good to play. Our line's better. We're playing better. It's not a coincidence. It's not fucking. It's not. There's no magic spell. There's no thing that he did differently offensively. It's no special in motion play action bullshit that we all been asking Carmichael to do. The O line plays good. People score touchdowns.
Yep. There you go. Simple as that.
Simple as that. O-line plays well. You remember when everyone thought Dallas was a juggernaut because they had like 5 first-round picks on their offensive line and they could run the ball on everybody? Remember when we all thought Ezekiel Elliott was a good running back because he had the best O-line in football, and then he didn't, and then he got cut and goes to the Patriots? You know Ezekiel Elliott was in that game on Sunday? Because I forgot.
Yeah, there he is.
O-line fixes everything. Get a good O-line, you can be good.
And my fantasy team loves the fact that Alvin Kamara is now the all-time leader in touchdowns for the Saints. So,
but not the all-time in rushing touchdowns. He'll get that in Houston.
Oh, there we go.
Third down for what?
The Saints, the Texans.
All right, joining us on the beer run for third down, we've got Crenshaw from the Texans Fan Battle podcast. You can find them on Twitter at Texans Fan Battle. What's up, Crenshaw?
What's up, Dale? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
All good. Man, like we just said, Crenshaw is part of he's a Texans fan, so we have to welcome in our Texans fan. That's right. So yeah, talk to me about the loss to Atlanta, which is absolutely the worst thing that we want to hear on this podcast, because we're Saints fans. We don't want Atlanta to win any games.
We went into the game saying we need to just worry about Bijan. We like, Ritter, he can't pass. We'll lock that down. And it was a totally opposite.
Mm-hmm.
We locked down the run game, but this guy was passing all over the field, and the Falcons defense was phenomenal. They took away the pass. They dared us to run. Our run game isn't good this year. I think it's more because of the new scheme we're running. So, Damian Pierce hasn't learned how to follow his blockers yet. He's not used to the zone scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So he just not doing what he's normally, typical do. But these guys was rushing 3, dropping back 8, and it was daring CJ to throw the ball. He almost threw 2 picks, but fortunately he didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, fortunately he didn't. But it was a hard fought game, even though we was bad on third downs. Usually CJ's money on third downs. We was horrible on third downs. We couldn't convert in the red zone, but we still took the lead.
Yeah.
With 2 minutes left in the game.
Right.
After all that right there, that's the crazy part. So that shows growth in the team. Such a young team right now, young quarterback, young staff with coaching and everything. But Atlanta, I think if they use their receivers more, they'll be a even better team. But they don't use the receivers as much. They use the tight ends really good, but not the receivers. But I wish we would have won the game. But we lost at the end. But I'm not mad at it because they had us through 5 weeks 0-5. We got 2 wins right now. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, for real. So are you feeling optimistic so far about the first year of the Miko Ryans?
Oh, very optimistic, man. This guy got the whole city like back, like how Bourbon Street be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was at the press conference when he was there, and I mean, ex-players from 2002 all the way to current players. It was such a packed house. It was a wonderful thing. We actually practicing hard. The fans doing the when the fans come to the practice, it was packed.
Okay.
the whole, like they say, the whole city just feel really, really good. And I'm happy, the direction we're going right now. We're going in the right direction. It's just we got to get the players to get us to where D'Amico want us to be.
Mm-hmm.
See, right now we got a lot of players that was here from the old regime.
Yeah.
So he got to flush them out, bringing his guys. Like, next year and the year after, we're gonna have a lot of money where we could bring in guys to plug and play to get these boys rolling.
Got you. Okay. Well, we are on the BSnBEER Media Network. I usually ask this first question. I forget sometimes I'm a bad host. That's what I am. So what do you got to drink today?
Man, I have some H2O, some
right.
water. Yeah, that's all I have right now.
Nothing wrong with that.
What you got over there?
I've got some H2O as well. Typically in this part of the show, I usually do the water, and then when we do our other parts, I get my little pop on, with with my beer. So yeah, that's going to be coming for sure. So
already.
All right. So we talked about that drive late in the fourth quarter where CJ Stroud led your team down, scored a touchdown, throwing to Dalton Schultz. The defense couldn't come up with a stop at the end. I know D'Amico Ryans, he's that defensive guy. He hired someone from San Francisco to coordinate the offense. Am I right about that?
Yes, the passing game coordinator, Bobby Slowick.
Okay. All right. So I'm expecting to start seeing more of the motions and everything that San Francisco dreams up. Like, I'm in love with their offense. I'll be honest with you. Just looking at them on Sunday night football, like destroy Dallas. I'm in love with that team, like for real. So, yeah, getting to see a good offense like that, man, that would be really good for y'all, especially with Stroud. But how do you think Stroud is going to react to some of the adjustments that defense coordinators make? Because once you play a few games, there's a book out on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think CJ Stroud is doing so far to some of those adjustments from the defense coordinators?
Well, what I've noticed, he don't make the same mistake twice.
Mm-hmm.
And he's real hesitant on his passes. That's another reason why he don't throw interceptions at all.
Okay.
He's hesitant. Like, I'm gonna throw it either too low, I'm gonna throw it too high.
Okay.
And Atlanta did a wonderful job that I know that the Saints, Dennis Allen is going to say, okay, we look at this film, we're going to take the same thing, but we have better players, and we're going to take all that away. Mm-hmm. So we got to get the motion right, but our speed guy got concussed, and he's probably not going to play this Sunday. So we're going to be handcuffed this Sunday. And I think our offense might not look that good against you guys. I think you guys might have us looking very, very poor on Sunday because we have nobody to stretch the field. All we have right now is check down guys. And that's what we need to get. We need to get us a big time wide receiver that defense is going to respect.
Okay. I was looking at your receiving core, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Robert Woods contributing as well. I thought you guys were set pretty good. And I can't forget about Mechie from Alabama. I honestly thought that was going to be more of a speed guy to stretch the field. Is that not what's going on?
No, because they're bringing him on very slowly.
Okay.
So he's not getting as many snaps at he typically would when he was in college. So it's going to be a little while with him. Maybe this Sunday he get more snaps because I believe Tank Dell's going to miss this game with the concussion protocol.
Okay.
No, Robert Woods, he's an older guy. He's more of a check down. And then Nico Collins, this season he's really emerged. He's emerged. He's showing people that I can play. But Marshawn Lattimore, I believe, is going to really have him on his coat pocket. He's going to check him. So we got to get somebody else that's going to win. And I don't see that happening. I mean, they're going to probably call some practice squad guys up, but I don't believe in those guys right there. But our receiving core, it's very, very poor. We need to get better at that. I need better than Nico Collins and Tank Dell and Robert Woods and Michi. We need better players.
I don't know. You realize y'all are like third in passing game right now, right?
That's because our running game isn't good.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
The concern for sure.
And you don't want your young quarterback passing the ball that much. You want to be balanced.
Yes.
And if you be balanced, it's hard to win. But right now we're not balanced, so it's easy to adjust to us, especially if you're playing against a good defense. Now, if you're playing against a mid-tier defense, then we have the advantage. And you guys are a good defense. Atlanta was a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. So we got to get that running game going. But see, our offensive line are more pass blockers than run blockers. And that's an issue as well. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I'm hopefully the running back coach is seeing what we see on the all 22. Like, okay, I got to figure some things out to get this thing going. Maybe just throw him some quick screens or something, because we can't be one-dimensional. You be one-dimensional, that's not the recipe to win right there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Let's talk about that Texas running game, because I've been reading a lot of chatter. The fans want to see more Singletary instead of Pierce. I know Pierce was the high draft pick, but I mean, you just obtained Singletary, and he was a pretty high draft pick too. But looking at some PFF grades, Singletary was graded much lower than Pierce. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that position, those two guys?
Yeah, he's graded much lower, but he has a better yards per carry than Dameon Pierce.
Okay.
And he's actually following the blockers. He's more patient. Dameon Pierce, he'll see all the green to his right, but he'll just run into the linebackers on the other defense. I still like Dameon Pierce. I just think they need to split the carries, split the carries between them both. I don't need Dameon Pierce getting over 20 touches a game, because that's not his game. Last year we was in a power scheme. It was different. Now we're in a zone scheme. It's not his game. So they got to figure it out. Last game, Singletary didn't get one snap at all running.
Oh, wow. Okay.
0 snaps. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, you got to rotate your back for sure.
You got to rotate your back. You got to rotate your back. So I don't know what's going on with that right there, but I would like to see Singletary. I mean, just at least give him 12 carries a game at least. But 0 is not good. And matter of fact, for the season, I believe CJ has more rushing yards than Singletary this season, because that's how much they're not giving him the ball, and that's why his yards per carry, is more than Dameon Pierce, because he hasn't rushed for that much as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about your defense. Look, I'm an LSU fan. I'm going to apologize because Derek Stingley is always hurt. I'm sorry. He's a good player. But yeah, he's always hurt. He was the same way at LSU. You're ranked 17th against the run, and you're ranked 18th against the pass. It seems, pretty balanced, middle of the road kind of thing, but definitely not a terrible defense at all. If your offense, plays complementary football, I think you guys can be pretty good. How do you feel the defense is progressing? I know you made some changes at linebacker a couple games ago, I think.
I think the defense, for the most part, doing pretty good, because we have a lot of injuries. With the first two games, the first game we lost our starting safety, Jalen Petrie, and then Jimmy Ward. He missed the first two games, so we finally got both those guys back the last two games. Our defensive line injured, and they're not really good anyway.
Yeah.
Our linebackers injured, and of course, how you said, Stingley injured. So we got a lot of second and third string guys, but we're still playing good as a whole.
Yeah.
We're only giving up 20 points a game. Against the pass, we were better until Ritter threw for 300. We was a little better, but now we move out, to the 18th. And the fought against the rush, 17 is good. Last year was 32nd.
Yeah. Big improvement here.
Yes, that's a huge improvement. Yeah. So right now, the defense, I'm giving the defense right now a B+.
Okay. And so rookies?
My rookies, for the defense. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna go with Henry. With Henry Toto, my linebacker. He's been phenomenal. He's been everything you would want in a linebacker, especially he wasn't a high draft pick.
Right.
Will Anderson. I mean, he's not getting home to the quarterback, but he's getting the pressures. He's getting double team. He's making his presence known on the field.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That's good. Rookie getting snaps is really, really good. So yeah.
Exactly. But the thing about it is like he's getting the double teams, but the other guy's not winning. I need my other guys to win and get home. Because if they're not getting home, then it's like he's doing all this for nothing. Like, hey guys, I'm taking up 2 blockers. You guys need to do something out here. Yeah. So we got to figure that part out right there. Hopefully during a bye week, we could do some more scheming to learn how to get those guys home more. Because see, like Derek Carr, with that guy, if you don't pressure him, he's going to eat you apart.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out how to put pressure on Derek Carr this game. If not, he's going to tear us up.
Okay. All right, let's get to predictions, man. Like, tell me how you see this game playing out, and maybe give me a final score.
Man, it's almost gonna be a home game for you guys because it's so many New Orleans fans that live in Houston. I mean, you guys are deep. I'm like deep. I mean, I actually got invited to a party on Saturday with you guys because y'all ready to turn up. Oh, man,
hey, you might want to go. I bet they got some good food. I bet you that.
Oh yeah. I know there's gonna be some good food there. But man, I think my defense still gonna play good. But I think that we're gonna lose the time of possession, and then once the fourth quarter comes, the last 5 minutes, they're gonna get gas, and we're gonna lose the game. So I'm gonna say 21-13.
21-13.
Yes, 21-13.
Okay. And that's Saints?
Saints.
Okay.
Yes. 21-13 Saints. That'll put y'all guys at 4-2, put us at 2-4 going into the bye.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we will see about this prediction. Tell me a little bit more about your show when you guys go live.
We go live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. We go live on YouTube, or we go live on Twitter, X, or whatever they call it now.
Yeah.
With my co-host, Brown Chubby Bear and A1 Day One. We like to have guests on so that people can hear them guys' perspective on the game.
Yeah.
So everybody hearing our voice all the time. And we've had some great guests over the years. We didn't have rappers, we didn't have congressmen, we didn't have media guys, we didn't have ESPN guys. So that's normally what we do. And we just bring a good, different flavor to, sports talk, and we like to talk about food, at the end of our segments as well.
I like it.
So, we just a good fun podcast, man. So Texas Fan Battle, that's where you can find us on everything, all platforms, all social media, and give us a follow, man.
Yes, sir. I checked it out. I must say I enjoyed this podcast, even though I'm not a Texans fan, but you guys do really good work. And hopefully, we can cross paths again, man.
Of course. Are you coming down for the game?
No, I'm not coming down, but
but you will be watching though.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, hey man, thanks for joining us on the podcast. Really appreciate you showing up, man.
Thanks for having me.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
The Saints will play the Texans in Houston.
Now, let me tell you right now, our Houston friend that we just talked to, disregard everything they just said. No idea what they're talking about. Complete garbage. Dude clearly has never seen football before. He thinks he's watching soccer and it's European football because he has no idea what he's talking about. Ignore all of that. Okay, everything that we just heard. Cut it out. Wash it out of your brain. Go take a shot right now because you don't want to remember any of that. It's trash.
Oh. Oh man! Big thanks to my man Crenshaw from the Texans Fan Battle Podcast.
I didn't think they had Texans fans. I thought they didn't exist. Look, I'm from California. I'm a Saints fan first and foremost, but I'm also a big Dodgers fan. And they were cheated out of a World Series by the Houston Astros by the transitive property. Houston Texans are the worst. I hate them, and I hope that they suck.
There we go.
I feel strongly.
There you go.
I feel strongly. I'm gonna drop 100 on these fuckers.
Well, looking at the early injury reports, we see that they're going to likely be without Tank Dell, their rookie wide receiver. He's likely to miss the game with the concussion. Other guys, they're probably going to play Laramie Tunsil dealing with a knee injury and Shaq Griffin dealing with a calf injury. They're most likely will play, but we'll see. This is really
no, they're playing the Saints. Everybody's going to play. Nothing gets you healthier than playing the Saints. The funny thing about our injury report is it's long. There's a lot of people on it, but I feel okay about it. Is that weird? Guys that are hurt are like JT Gray, who was great as a special teams guy, but like, Juwan Johnson has been a major disappointment this year before he got hurt. Partly because he's been blocking, but
I think you're just kind of getting used to it, Craig. It's like every week.
I just don't care. Like, I looked at that report and I was like, oh, cool. No, nothing new that I didn't know about. Awesome. Cool. Let's go. Like, and Carr upgraded to full. He's been limited the last 2 weeks. So cool. Yeah. Awesome. Let's do it. Let's fucking go.
Yep, for sure. Well, let's see. Well, the Texans, I want to say they are. Let me look at the point spread.
We are 1.5 point favorites on the road.
Okay.
We are road favorites by 1.5 points.
There we go. Road favorites.
Road favorites.
That's always a scary thing for me, Craig. Road favorites. So.
I like how we play on the road. I think we're better on the road. I think our defense is better on the road. I think we're better outside on the road specifically, but domes are whatever it is. So I feel good about our defense going to this game. It's a rookie quarterback. He has not thrown an interception in his career as a pro, and I do not expect that to continue because we have 7 in 5 games. He has 0 in 5 games, and something's going to change. I promise.
Oh, Craig,
I feel good about it.
I've got that, and it is he's due. That's right. He's due for an interception.
He's due. He's due for a couple, if we're being optimistic.
That's right. I like the way that sounds there. So yeah, the Saints are 1.5 point road favorite there in Houston. And listen, Houston's going to be like a home game. There's going to be a lot of Saints fans there.
Because their fans don't exist. We just talked about that.
Well, a lot of Saints fans are living in Houston now after Katrina. I'm expecting the dome to be rocking. Do you think we're going to have more Saints fans than Texans fans there?
No, I don't think so. But it's going to be closer than it ought to be.
All right, let's see if we can take over that stadium there. That'd be nice.
You can get there. What is it, a 4-hour drive for you? Get in the damn car.
Oh no,
go contribute.
To Houston is much further than 4 hours.
Okay, it's like 3 hours for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
where is Arkansas? I don't know. I feel like
it's like 8-9 hours to San Antonio from here. Oh, it's crazy. So, so yeah. All right. Well, with them having these injuries like this, rookie quarterback, their running back situation is not very good. They're actually complaining, hoping for the backup running back to play more. So how do you see this game panning out for the Saints here?
Defensive struggle. We are going to be hard to move the ball against. I think our defense is playing very well right now. The front has been playing really good. We've gotten we've gotten a really good combination of stunts in that have been working really well, especially when we have Passanio in there and when we move him inside. Him and Brazil are getting a really good push on passing downs. And I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. You just talked about their running back issues. Their O-line is banged up, and when it's healthy, it's not great. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a real possibility that we hold them to really low-scoring game.
Yep. All right, Craig is saying take the under there, folks. Take the under.
I am saying take the under because we'll get to it. I don't feel good about our offense this week. I think we had some fool's gold against a bad team, and Pete Carmichael is going to continue to let us down. So I think yeah. All right, I'll let you get to your
Saints offense over or under 20 points.
Under.
Okay. There we go.
Easily under.
There we go.
Saints have this habit, and I've noticed throughout the last 20 years of watching them, that they follow up dominant performances by playing like shit. Like they read their own press clippings a little bit, and I expect exactly that. I think we're going to win because I think our defense is fantastic, and I think a rookie quarterback is going to make some real dumb mistakes against a very veteran secondary.
Okay. I like CJ Stroud. He's been doing really well. Their passing offense is like third in the league. But that's mostly because they can't run the ball.
So you have to.
Yeah, so they have
and their
to
defense isn't great, so they're coming back from a lot of games.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know, man. The defense kind of middle of the road. They're like 17th and 18th against the run and the pass. So they're
the bottom half of the league in both.
They're doing okay.
So bottom half of the league in both is okay to you?
It's middle of the road.
I'm glad you have low expectations, Dale.
It's middle. For Houston, yes. Absolutely, yes. They're coming back from nothing. So, but remember, this is a defensive-minded coach. Yeah.
Yeah, I like their coach. I think there's potential there. But I hope it's not this week.
Yep. So, yeah, I will pick the Saints minus the 1.5. I think we're going to go in there and take care of business, at least win by 3. We'll be fine there.
What's the score, Dale?
I'm going to say 17-9 Saints.
Wow. See, again, that's 8. That's what, 8 points? That's comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm closer than 16-13. I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think we're going to win on a late field goal. And I think it's going to be one of those games that we go right back to, well, Carmichael, why didn't you play action? Why didn't you get a guy in motion? Why aren't you getting the ball to Thomas? Why aren't you getting the ball this and that? I'm concerned that it's going to go right back because we're going to be all excited about 34 points of playing against a Pop Warren team. Mm-hmm. And, Houston's not great, but they're not bad. They're not as bad as I think anyone expected them to be. So it's going to be a real team. It's on the road. It's I don't like it. I don't like anything anymore. After those 2 games, that 2-game stretch of blowing a 17-point lead and then getting shellacked at home by a division, I don't feel good about anything. Until we win like 3 or 4 in a row and we look good doing it, I'm not going to be confident going in. So I'm picking us to win. But I don't like it. I don't feel good about it. And I don't think it's going to be very fun to watch.
Yeah, I would love to see more of an offensive identity. And, we just move the ball and get in the red zone, punch it in. This is what I want to see from the Saints in general. So
staying drives, a couple of deep shots mixed in, a little bit of Taysom Hill in the red zone, and a couple of interceptions. Because I'm predicting 2. I think that his first 2 interceptions are this week.
All right, there we go. Make sure you place your bets on the under and on Stroud throwing at least 2 interceptions. And be sure to let us know how much money you won.
Listen, actually place the bet. If you win, buy me a beer. If both of those don't hit me up. We'll have a beer. I'll buy you around.
There we go. All right, that's
I got my handle right there. Where's the arrow? Right there. There's my handle. Go find me on X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you guys want to call
it. That's right. Hit them up. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us here on the Beer Run.
Man, we know that there's a lot of garbage podcasts you could waste 20 minutes of your life on, and we're amazed you keep choosing us. So for the rest of the BSnBEER family, for my co-host Little Dice, for Dave's Loud Ass Truck and the whole BSnBEER family, I've been the California Cajun. You've been awesome. Have a beer. It's on us.
Who that?
Remember to follow us on social media at BSnBEER Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.